So now that I have more strap options in my collection and I seem to be swapping my watch straps around a lot more, I thought perhaps it might be worthwhile spending a little bit of money and getting a proper spring bar removal tool. Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I'm talking about watches, and I'm talking about changing watch straps today. In particular, the tool that I've been using to change watch straps. Because up until somewhat recently, I've been very much focused on bracelets on watches. I still love bracelets on watches, but I've been really trying to expand my mind a little bit, expand what I have available to wear my watches on. In order to do that, one of the things I've needed is a spring bar removal tool to swap them around. And I've been using those cheap, even free tools off Aliexpress up until now. And realistically, they've been okay when I haven't been changing straps very often. But I've been having more and more issues with them, which is why I thought I'd splurge just a little bit and spend that extra money on a Bergeon tool. And today, it's just a quick video, but I want to show you that new Bergeon tool that I've bought and compare it against what I have been using and sort of show you why I think it might be worthwhile spending that little bit of extra money and getting one of these tools. Let's flip the camera. Let's check out my new little purchase. So if you're looking to only sort of change a strap once a year, or maybe one of these free things that you get with AliExpress are perfectly fine. And that's what I've kind of been using. They come with a lot of the watches. And if you're going to be doing very, very minor changes only on very odd occasions, it might be okay. But you do more than one or two, and the top of them start to crunch. You may see on this one, I'll try and zoom in, but this one hasn't been used many times, maybe about 3 or 4 times, and the end there starts to warp and move. And the problem with that is, as you're sticking into your watch, you're going to start scratching the case there, and that really concerns me. So as soon as I started having those issues, I throw it away, I go to the next one. As soon as I started having those issues, throw it away and went to the next one. And I started to think, well, this is not going well, so maybe I should spend a little bit more money. So I jumped onto AliExpress and I bought a sort of AliExpress version of a sort of Bergeon tool. I thought, okay, I'll spend $8. I'll really splash out. Now that is a joke. Just really splash out and get a AliExpress version. And I have to admit, it's been a little bit better. But if you look at the end of this one, it's done exactly the same thing. You can see it's completely knackered. It's really bad. The other end, look at that, it's bent. Yeah, so yeah, not worth it. So I splashed out and I bought the proper tool. Now, when I say I splashed out, this cost 32 Australian dollars on Amazon. It's actually not that much money. To be honest, I sort of thought they might be more expensive than that. I've seen them more expensive, but this was the cheapest I could find. And on Amazon, $32. I thought, oh, okay, that's okay, I'll do it. Especially since now I'm changing some straps more. And what I have to say is using it, not only is it a better experience, but it's a more confident sort of inspiring experience. When I'm holding it, when I'm using it, it just feels better. It feels like I'm not going to scratch the watch. I've been using it a lot, and the head of it has not warped at all. So it's obviously better made, better steel, better machined. It feels better in the hand. Those little heads are removable as well. You can sort of twist them off and replace them so you don't have to spend as much every time if you are going to do it. So obviously they may die eventually, but it certainly doesn't feel like it's going to be dying, and it's certainly nicer in hand and nicer to use. I've been using that part of the tool as well, and that hasn't bent, whereas that sort of cheaper AliExpress thing bent very, very quickly. And I think it really was worth spending that $30. I really should have done it a few years ago. But I'll be honest, if I was only changing a strap every now and then, which is sort of what I have been doing up until recently, those free ones have been okay. However, if you want to spend $30 and you want to buy a tool that sort of makes you sort of feel a little bit more confident with your watches, this is something that's well worth spending the money on. Especially when you want to have a bit of confidence that you're not going to damage your watch, because I don't want to damage my watches, and I've certainly seen people damage them before. I've come close to putting a scratch on them before and really scared myself. With this, I really feel confident that I'm not going to damage my watches. So definitely worth the money for me. I'm glad I spent the money. I know this hasn't been a particularly long video and probably not even a particularly interesting video, but I thought it was interesting because I have been using the cheap free ones or even the slightly cheap sort of AliExpress one, and now I've sort of progressed and bought something a bit better. I really wanted to say that if you are changing straps, it is a big difference and it's certainly worth the money. And guys, if you like this video, maybe check these videos out next.